If you own a home in Minnesota, you're paying more for homeowners insurance than someone in Florida or Texas. And there's a good reason. Our state sits in a tornado corridor. We get 50 plus tornadoes a year. Our winters create ice dams that tear apart roofs, and spring flooding along the Minnesota and Mississippi rivers happens almost like clockwork. That's why Minnesota home insurance isn't optional. It's absolutely critical. And if you're not properly covered, you could lose everything. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why Minnesota homeowners need more coverage than most people think, and what that actually looks like in your policy. Most people think home insurance means their home is protected, but here's what I see all the time in my agency. They've got a policy that was written 5, 10, sometimes 15 years ago, and the dwelling coverage limit hasn't kept up with construction costs. You can't rebuild a house in the Twin Cities for what you could 10 years ago. Materials cost more, labor costs more. If you're underinsured, you pay the difference out of pocket. That's thousands of dollars right there. A solid Minnesota home insurance policy covers the actual structure of your home, your personal belongings. And here's the key: replacement cost value, not actual cash value. That means if a hailstorm destroys your roof, you're not getting what the old roof was worth. You're getting what a new roof costs today. You also need liability coverage, at least 300,000, because if someone gets injured on your property or you cause damage to a neighbor's place, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. And loss of use coverage. If you get displaced during a Minnesota winter because of storm damage, you need that coverage paying for temporary housing while repairs happen. Clients ask me this every week. What else should I add to my policy? If you've got older plumbing, water backup coverage is worth it. Minneapolis gets backed up sewers during heavy rains, happens more than you'd think. If you've got a finished basement, that's where water damage happens. Flood insurance is separate from homeowners, but it's critical if you're anywhere near the Minnesota or Mississippi rivers. And an umbrella policy extending your liability from 300,000 to million or more, that's cheap peace of mind. The biggest mistake I see, people bundle their homeowners and auto insurance with whoever gives them the cheapest initial quote, and then they never review it. 5 years go by, your home's worth more. Construction costs have climbed, and your coverage hasn't changed. Then a storm hits, and suddenly you're short by $30, $40, $50,000. You can't go back and add it retroactively. It's done. That's why I recommend reviewing your Minnesota home insurance policy every 2 to 3 years, especially after you make renovations or upgrades. Don't wait for the next ice dam or hailstorm to realize you're underinsured. Call us right now at